Three, two, one. Hi again, it's me, and today we're going to be playing this game called I Live Under Your House, developed by Spookle McBoogle, and this came out in 2022, so it came out a while ago, but I'm getting around to it now. It looks very interesting, and it reminded me of this one kind of art project by this one like Instagram kind of internet artist named Plastaboo, and it reminds me of this one, his art project Vermis, and it looks like this, and it looks very interesting to me. So I saw it on Steam and it just caught my eye, and so I just wanted to try it for that sake. Now I'm playing a monster who lives under a house, and I don't know too much about it. That's about it. Now I will tell you that I did mess up again. I was recording this game and then I lost footage. It's the second time that happened, and it's pissing me off to no end, but that is a disclaimer. So I'm going to go forward with all the decisions I've already made in the game thus far. I didn't beat it. I heard this game is short, but I didn't beat it. So I'm just going to continue what I had done up until that point. So let's go and start the game. Now this is more like a visual novel, so it's a lot less walking around. There is walking around sections, but the tags on Steam says it's a visual novel, so expect little gameplay, and instead more just atmosphere. Okay, I opened my eyes and here I am, home again. It's such a wonderful feeling. For years, I've been digging these tunnels, and I don't even really know how long they are or how many tunnels they have, and yet I find it easy to navigate here. All the information about this place is stored inside my head at the level of conditioned reflexes. Cool, so I am a well-oiled machine. As usual, no one. That's very good. I like being alone. This kind of looks like my lower intestine a little bit. This is the main hall. How nice it is here. Every time I come here, I feel joy and pride because I dug all these holes. I don't even know which hole to go into first today. So we're going to go left to right. So we're going to start from here and move to the right. Ahead of me is my pebble space, where I keep different stones I find during my excavations. I like to look at them, to stroke them. Oh, how I like to stroke them. Sometimes I even dream about stroking a stone, and the feeling is so real. I can feel it at the tip of my fingers. I love stones. Let's keep it PG. Hopefully that's all he loves. I found a rock sharp enough to cut through someone's belly. Oh, that's great. That makes one of us. So we're clearly some kind of like just mole monster, I guess. I rarely go outside, especially since he's waiting for me on the way. There is a spirit standing right at the exit, and every time I pass by, he starts talking to me. I don't like to intercourse with him. You can just say talk. Talking is a fine verb. You don't have to be using unnecessary language like that. This is my sleeping space. This is where I usually sleep. Although I can sleep anywhere, I still prefer to sleep here. I'm so tired, but I can't sleep yet. Okay, so let's move on to the other tunnels then. I was there already. Whoops. Every tunnel is different. For example, this one is narrower than the others, and sometimes I think I might get stuck in it, and then my heart starts beating harder. My whole body gets tense. I can't help it. If I have to move I have to move slowly if I want to get out of it. I love this feeling. He loves how tight it is. Weird. Alright. She died when I was born, or so it seemed to me. I never knew my father, and maybe a creature like me has no father at all. For as long as I can remember, I have been alone all my life. At first, I just watched her body, hoping maybe something else would crawl out of it, and I would have a new relative. However, this did not happen. I talked to her body from time to time out of loneliness. Though I mooed and made different sounds rather than spoke, I had to eat its various parts because I was hungry. So I am grateful to her. If not for her sacrifice, I would have died. Over time, I began to notice that her body was crusting over, and the places I had bitten were getting scarred. I realized that she was still alive, so I started eating her body more carefully, trying to not take too big of a bite. A layer after layer, her body grew a kind of crust, eventually forming a cocoon through which I could no longer penetrate. I don't know how much time had passed since then, but I waited and waited long enough for something to happen, but nothing happened. It's a pity she never saw what a beautiful creature I had become, how many tunnels I had dug. Well, now I'm sure I'm all alone in the world. Great. I'm tired of worrying about her. So this is supposed to be our mother, but I mean, like, she looks more human than anything else. So maybe I'm human? The remnants of the creature I came out of, right? I was worried that it would come out of the cocoon and want to eat me or avenge all my bites, but apparently it just decided to die quietly. Now my anxiety was gone. There's always room for more anxiety. But yeah, this looks like a cocoon, I guess. I mean, it looks more like a worm to me, but whatever he says goes, I think. Let's go to sleep. They're laughing at me. Every night when I try to sleep, they come to make fun of me. They laugh, they have so much fun when I cry. These are real ugly dudes. I mean, they're quite inspired. The monsters are quite inspired. I actually, I like them quite a bit. They watch during the day and wait for me to do something stupid, looking for opportunities to make fun of me so they can come and laugh at night. Sometimes they talk to me. They whisper things. They want me to go outside. After a night of torture like this, I usually wake up tired and hungry, so I crawl outside and search for food. Ooh, what a terrible noise. But it's actually very loud. That's actually a very loud drill. It's uncomfortable. It won't stop. What the hell? I don't seem to have any other choice. I have to go outside and see what's going on. The monsters so far look fantastic. Look at this guy. Inspired. Chef's kiss. Honestly. There you are. I knew you'd show up soon. It's because of those noises, isn't it? I don't want to leave my home. Maybe it'll subside on its own. Nonsense. Maybe they came to take your home. Maybe they came for you. Who knows what's making those awful noises? You must come out. It's like a shaman. It's like a shaman with a skull. Okay, so I'm out, and then what? You know what's next. The same thing you always do. The same thing you do when you're hungry. What makes your breathing quicken and your whole body tingle? It's time to go outside again. It's time to feed. As soon as I crawled out into the open air, a disgusting sight came into view. There were metal creatures everywhere, and a horrible looking structure stood before my eyes. The most milquetoast barn in the world. I had no specific plan of action, but one thing was obvious to me. There was construction going on, and they are building right over my head, and something has to be done about it. There were too many people around, and I couldn't act out in the open. I had to wait for the right moment, and I started watching. You vile creatures will pay for disturbing my peace. You two first. Yeah, bees, bees, bees. What should I do with you? I have to be careful. If they find me, it's all gone. But I can't do nothing either. My strength is enough to deal with only one of them. But maybe if you kill one. The hunger is getting stronger and stronger. No strength to hold back. Something has to be done. So, in my other playthrough, when I had lost all the footage, I decided to kill the construction workers because why not? I like to roleplay as a complete degenerate monster who lives in a hole. So we have a lot to relate to, right? So I'm going to kill the construction worker and we're going to move on roleplaying as this disgusting degenerate creature. Yum, 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 yummy bee. Okay, this is my skull room. This is all my stuff. After the first time I ate a human, I laid tired outside and didn't have the energy to crawl back home. The very first one I had was some guy sitting in the woods drinking beer and talking to himself. At first, I didn't want to do anything to him. I was just interested in watching him. When he noticed me, he started laughing out loud and pointing his finger, and then he suddenly picked up a stick and started hitting me with it. When it was over, I lay there for a long time, looking at his skull. Over time, I have accumulated so many skulls that I sometimes burrow inside this pile and gradually fall asleep. Yeah, it's quite a collection of skulls, dude. Quite a lot, actually. The worker's skull. Another skull in my skull collection. I have absolutely no memory of how it all happens. It's like I'm in a wild ecstasy, and then it's over. My stomach is full, my breathing is heavy, and I want to sleep. Just eat so much, I can relate. There's nothing I can relate to, right? You eat so much and you just want to fall asleep? I know that feeling. We're the same, him and I. Eventually the house was finished. Different people began to come and go from the house. The unbearable stomping was causing me to have anxiety attacks with every note. What if they find me? What if it never ends and I have to move somewhere else? Where would I go? I don't have the energy to dig new tunnels. From time to time, I had to crawl out to see if everything was okay, if they were looking for me. For some reason, I had the distinct feeling that they had come to hunt me down. Then one day, people came in and dragged a huge number of boxes. A woman in a blue dress yelled at them and waved her hands, and then everyone left, but the woman stayed in the house. Time passed, and no one else came to the house. It was just this woman. Well, she doesn't look like a threat, I thought. However, pretty quickly my life turned into a nightmare. Pretty much my entire living area was right under this house. Every action she took, every step, every sneeze echoed through the depths of my sanctuary. I was watching her. Her life became part of my life. Gradually, I got to know her schedule. What she does, how she does it. I knew all her habits, the rhythm of her gait. I began to feel that my sleep was disturbed. I just couldn't sleep with something constantly pounding, muttering, and shuffling over my body. In the few hours when I did manage to sleep, those ghosts of the night would come back to haunt me and make fun of me. Oh yes, they really had a lot to laugh about. Thus, my torture became a 24-hour routine. I had to do something about it, even at the risk of being caught, at the risk of losing my home. Who am I kidding? I don't have a home anymore. She took it from me. I must get out and stop this nightmare. Chapter 1, Love. A thrill of excitement overwhelms me. I no longer have the strength to hold back and watch from the sidelines. It's time to find out who lives above me. Alright, let's boogie. I need to look around carefully before I act. Alright, so here we go with the first part of the game. So I'm exploring now in the house. Let's go up here. I've seen people eat out of plates and use cutlery many times. It makes no sense to me. The contact with food is so pleasant. Sometimes I notice that I like not only to fit my sharp teeth into the victim, but then also to lie in his remains for a while, covered with warm blood until it is cold. Whoops. But yeah, no man, he's like me, dude. He's just face first into food. Me too. Cereal, bread, salad. The same guy, I'm the same way. This is the first time I've ever been inside a human house. There's so much space that makes me sick. The only thing worse than this is the outdoors. This guy's a certified NEET. This monster is a just likes to stay home, watch anime, play games on YouTube. I know what it is. It's just called a book. Once upon a time, I was very hungry, and just at that moment, a little man sat down next to the entrance of my home. I remember he had little hands, little feet, and he was like a puppet. That little man also had a bag with him. I don't remember being aware of all the dangers of this world at the time, so I climbed out of my hiding place with interest and began to look at him. The little man didn't notice me right away, but when he did see me, his eyes widened and his mouth opened in an unimaginable way and made a horrible, disgusting sound. That sound was driving me crazy. I wanted to get closer to him, but he kept crawling farther and farther away from me. Eventually the feeling came over me, and then all I remember was his head in my hands. His body was lying somewhere nearby. His bag had brought with him was slightly torn, and then I saw books scattered around. I don't know why they caught my eye, but I took them with me. Many pages were badly damaged and stained with blood. Some pages were missing altogether, but that didn't stop me. I began to study them, and it was thanks to these books that I was able to learn the language of these creatures and get some idea of the human world. I found new books over time. For example, recently when I ate a couple of campers. I enjoy reading. I'll have to remember to pick this book up when I'm all done. This man was taking a trip down memory lane. We just saw a book. He just gave me his life story. I'm not familiar with human life, but I once saw construction workers staring into a similar dark box. They stared so intently and sometimes shouted something and raised their hands in the air. Strange creatures. Yes, sports ball. Sports ball. I love sports ball. Sports. I actually like sports. Sports are cool. So, in that way, I disagree with this monster. What a terrible, horrible, terrifying sound. I have to deal with a thing that scares me. I just didn't know I was walking into a toilet. That's kind of funny. All these boxes. I remember people lugging these boxes here. I wonder what's in them. Let's take a look. Is that my footsteps? It's not like I'm just dragging across the floor. I'm dragging along the floor. Sounds crunchy. Look at this lady. Booty. That's it. There she is, lying in front of me. All that's left to do is to take the first step, but I don't dare. Why? Something is wrong. My mood is not the same. I don't feel the same rush of energy and unbearable restraint as before. Well, maybe I should come back later. Apparently now is not the right time. Yeah, I should definitely keep an eye on her. Maybe it's a trap. Well, until next time, birdie. Later, cutie. Why couldn't I kill her? And all the sounds she makes now don't seem so disgusting to me. I would even say that I became interested in hearing what she was doing. There's water running down the pipe somewhere, and here she seems to be taking things out of boxes. Huh, I wonder what she keeps in them after all. I think when I was lying at her door, I felt something strange, a feeling I'd never felt before toward another living creature. Love. And so I looked at the pile of skulls, and I wanted to take some of my best skulls, my dearest one, and take it to her, and leave it under the door somewhere. What is happening to me? Yeah, me trying to talk to my first girlfriend. Take my skull. Take this mixtape. Interesting so far. This kind of monochromatic look to this thing. The pile of laundry. I could smell it as soon as I entered the room. That smell, it holds your breath. I've never smelled anything like it before. Maybe I should take something with me just as a reminder. This is about as far as I got. So from here on out, I don't know anything about it. So, but from this decision, I said yes because I'm a creep. Because I like to roleplay. Not only am I a disgusting, degenerate monster, I'm the Phantom of the Opera, and that's what I like to roleplay. I want to roleplay the Phantom of the Opera, and just be like, "Oh, Christine," just be this monster of longing. I decided to take one of her dresses with me. Yeah, I'm gonna sniff it later. So she likes reading as much as I do. That's great. She reads so carefully that she even highlights individual pieces with circles. On one of the pages I saw a picture of a headless body. It looks suspiciously familiar to me, but I can't remember where from. Well, now that I know that what was in those boxes, I don't have to dig through them myself. They're newspapers. So maybe she's like a monster hunter. That'd be kind of cool. If like I'm falling in love with like someone who's like out to kill me. That'd be kind of cool. She's not in her room. Strange, the bed is empty, and apparently she's not in the house either. Where could she have gone at this hour? I have to leave what I brought for her and hurry back to the window in case she comes soon. Well, no, let's take a look. Is that my skull? Oh my god. That is a... I must be tiny then. I must be real tiny. I'm just dragging myself across the floor. Here you are back again, but something has changed in you. Nothing has changed in me. Everything is the same as before. Is it? I thought you liked being alone. It is, and I will always be alone. I don't like her, Baka. I don't need anyone by my side. Why did you hesitate when you had a chance to kill her? What are you hoping for? What do you think will happen when she sees you? The same thing that always happens. Shut up. Your mere appearance will cause her to vomit. You're different from her. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Or do you think she'll move here? Maybe, but only if it's in pieces, right? Shut up, you vile spirit. I'll prove you wrong. I'll go back to her house right now and wait in her bedroom. And we'll go back to my place together. You understand? Ha 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 ha. I told you, you've changed. Ew, you like girls, you loser? Oh, she's got wine. It was a bit of a party going on. She's relaxing. Me too, I'm relaxed. That's actually quite funny to me. Just the thought of like a monster having like a buddy and just taunting him like, haha, you like girls, you like cooties. Just that, this makes me laugh. So I'm telling you, man, like this monster and me, we're not we're not too different, I guess. That'd be a funny thought. Alright. A note addressing Mark. Mark? Who is he? The note tells him to remember to pick up the box on the nightstand that contains candles needed for... I don't understand. There's a lot of words I don't know. For the summoning. She's a witch. Damn it, Mark. We did it. Take it to the basement. No. Pay attention. It's still moving. Should we just dismember it right in the basement? Oh my god. My whole body hurts terribly. What happened? I don't remember how I got here. I read the note and oh, it hurts. I can't remember anything. I have to go home. If these people were worth their salt, I should be chained up. I should not be able to move. But like, yeah, this is kind of cool. Like, so they were hunting me. That's kind of cool. It's kind of cool that it's a whole kind of like, I'm falling in love with like a monster hunter. That's kind of cool. That's neat. You beat me unconscious. And you threw me in the basement. You didn't chain me. You left the door open. You left the front door open. And I'm still wandering in your house. Well, they're not as smart as I am currently. Obviously. Because I'm just walking around the same house I just got knocked out in. There's not much here. Okay, so I was expecting something else, but nothing else happened. Chapter 2, Betrayal. My love betrayed me? How could she? Christine. Christine. Well, if I do end up killing them, they deserve it. Because don't knock out a monster and not tie it up. Just let it go. This is the tent of those pesky campers. They obviously shouldn't have set up camp near my place. Time to eat them. A picnic basket. Here's a bedroll. It could be an interesting like thought that it could be daytime right now. This monster moves at the speed of molasses. What's this? Her dress. What is it doing here? How? Oh no, they found my home. Her dress. I mean my dress. guy falls hard, eh? The backpack is remarkably similar to the one the little man had. I remember how, in some fit of rage and hunger, I killed him, and books fell out of the exact same backpack. I took them, and that's how I learned to understand the language of humans. What's going on here? They're messing around with me, the monster. Or maybe the humans are the real monsters. Ha 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 ha. I'm so smart. Cool, so it's a summoning circle. It might be a trapping circle, actually. What is it? Salt? It wasn't here before. My body feels weak and sleepy, so I think I should lie down for a while. But I need to go first. Yeah, so they trap me in a circle, right? I mean, I'm not like into the occult or anything like that, but I think that's what it is. They really think? Why does that really work? Why is that thing moving? Fuck, something's wrong. Mark, I told you we should have dismembered it. At least we had a chance in the basement while it was passed out. You know it wouldn't help anyway. It can only be killed through a ritual. That's what the book said. My whole body feels as if it is weightless. I can't move. I can barely look from side to side. What's going on here? That's her, the girl I risked myself by getting out. Who's that with her? I don't remember him. What an ugly thing it is. Do you think it knows what's going on? Who cares what that thing understands? Mark, it killed our father. Why doesn't it die is what worries me. Ugly. Why did she say such hurtful words? She didn't like what I brought her? And this is after all we've had? after everything? My creepy, beautiful skull? What a fool I was. I thought we were made for each other. It seemed to me that I knew her well, that maybe somewhere deep down in her soul she guessed about my presence and was waiting for me to come. Are you sure we haven't forgotten anything? Solomon's cell is holding it together, but I don't see foam from his mouth or blue flames or anything like that. Holy shit, Mark, you're asking me that? Well, yes, I'm asking you. You have the book. That's what I thought would happen someday. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe I should really die. Why should I live? When she treats me like that, I feel something new again. As if 1,000 needles were tearing me from the inside. This guy. Poor guy. Love is so relatable. Oh shit, Mark, I get it, we forgot. Don't tell me. We forgot the fucking candles, Mark. The fucking candles. I think my strength is coming back to me. Oh, I can move again. So that's how it is. She wanted to get rid of me all this time. Well, you know you've brought me a lot of new sensations, feelings that I haven't experienced before. And now after everything that happened, I'm so tired and I'm really hungry. I want to take you out to dinner. You're the dinner. Mark, I think it's gonna break out. Now it's your turn to come to my house. Ooh. Something snapped. I moved into Marie's house. You could say she invited me herself. Huh. Now she and I talk to each other a lot. I also began to better understand why people put flour in pots. However, I don't use flowers. I like other things to furnish my surroundings. I also removed that awful black box. Now instead it's something that is pleasing to my eye. I think I can live here. Marie doesn't seem to mind either. I'm getting more and more used to open spaces. Marie and I will have to go down to my place one more time though. We are expecting children. What? I can't imagine how it happened myself, but the larvae are already pretty big. They will need to be taken to my lair. After all, they are my children. They will be more comfortable there. By the way, the voices have stopped and I don't hear that awful laughter anymore. I think I know what the word happiness means. Aww. Happy endings. And sometimes I feel sad. Ending number 3. It just seems like to be the very like regular kind of like just predictable ending, I guess. When the monster, I kill the girl, I get the girl, easy peasy. All right, we're back to the main story. Welcome back to the main menu. Okay, guys, so that was I Live Under Your House. A tragic love story, if there ever was one. But definitely interesting. I liked it quite a bit. It was very short. This one is a short game. I would have loved to have seen more gameplay mechanics involved in like catching Mark and Marie, because it says I just killed Marie. It didn't say anything about what happened to Mark. But I mean, I would have liked to have seen something else happen. Even if it was at least mostly a visual novel, I think that maybe the dev probably could have added like a combat section at least to the end of it, or a chase sequence. That would have been cool. Just to see, because like I'm just a tiny little thing, right? Because like based on the skeletons were massive. They're massive skeletons. So if I was tiny, I would have liked to have seen like me coming at these people like a face hugger or like an alien just going chasing after them. That would have been neat. But anyway, that was I Live Under Your House. Spoogle McDougal, I Live Under Your House. Fight for the future. And I'll see you in the next one.